Ryder Field. So it's been some morning. If you were with us for the morning, the big crashes for Alex Rins and Andrea Iannone meant that the session was delayed an hour while fencing was repaired and an air fence brought in to the edge of a turn 12. After that, we saw Marc Marquez go down in the gravel when he seemed to have saved things at turn 1. It's an important period now. The session has been extended by...
New frame, new engine. He is now just new engine.
Right, just new engine. Andrea Dovizioso's time set on the GP17, was it?
That I will have to confirm, but I'm pretty much 100% sure.
But if you could just double check for it.
I will.
Many thanks. We ride with Valentino Rossi. An eventful day for him yesterday with that crash in a turn 10. Really did mess things up because it was with a new frame. It meant that there was a really bits of putting things together really after that for Valentino Rossi. Didn't start till midday today, but running well. I'm running with the new engine. Dylan.
Yeah, Nick, I can confirm Davide Tarodzi, the team manager of Ducati, has just said yes, that time was definitely set on the GP17 machine. That is also the one that Jorge Lorenzo is still out on, so he has been predominantly working on the new bike today.
Lap times, it's getting cooler, isn't it? Not quite yet, but next half an hour, 45 minutes is going to be their only time, I think, for really setting quick times, isn't it?
No, absolutely. It's you know, the track temperature doesn't necessarily drop, you know, massively. It's still warmer than it is when they first start in the morning. However, because the riders would have had the experience of this, shall we say, pretty warm track, now they'll know these grip levels. They'll have the bike set up to these grip levels, to have their mind tuned into these grip levels, and that's where the danger lies. A, because their tyres get a little bit more used, so if they are out there with quite a heavily used tyre.
Let's have a look at Hector Barbara. That fourth sector not so good, as you can see. Jorge Lorenzo certainly could improve. Jorge Lorenzo up into third place. What an afternoon it's turning out for Ducati. Dovizioso tops the charts, Lorenzo third. Sandwich between them, the current world champion Marc Marquez. Good afternoon to Matt Burt sitting alongside me.
Yeah, good afternoon, Nick.
Looking good for Ducati.
Really positive signs for Ducati. The two GP17s already inside that top three. Dovizioso.
Yeah, Marc Marquez currently running a second fastest. So 8 minutes since we've returned. And Andrea Dovizioso in our break leads the way. A 1:34.43 for the Italian.
He likes a lot of the bike with the front end, which is also what I like, which is very important to have two riders going the same way. And when we get that feeling, I think I'll be able to hang it out a little bit more on entry.
Well, we certainly hope so.
What about Moto 2? You know, 2 Grand Prix, what was it, 5?
He likes a lot of the bike with the front end, which is also what I like, which is very important to have two riders going the same way. And when we get that feeling, I think I'll be able to hang it out a little bit more on entry.
Well, we certainly hope so.
What about Moto 2? You know, 2 Grand Prix, what was it, 5 podium finishes, but it was disappointing in the end for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, in this paddock, it's never easy, and the second half of the year was disappointing. Like with that winning Aragon and then 3 DNFs in a row. Last weekend was important just to get the finish, but for me, it's you know, it highlights how difficult MotoGP.
Ducati
looks good.
And you said, I mean, obviously, Sam, unfortunately, the injuries that you got from yesterday's crash, it gave you the opportunity to go out and track today and have a bit of a look. I mean, nobody can spot things like current riders can out. So I guess who was looking good and what were you able to spot and observe out there? When
Just some absolutely incredible lap. It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maverick Vinales and Valentino Rossi, because Rossi doesn't want to get beaten by a young...
To come in and have all the limelight, so it's going to be a really a great time.
So here is Maverick Vinales. He leads the way. A 1:30.164 with just under 2 hours remaining. But as Sam was telling us, probably you've got to think about
that crash.
No, that's no, exactly the same crash as me. You know, I just as soon as he touched the brakes, went down, and I think that's. I feel really sorry for him. Alex is a good guy, and it makes me realise that okay, I've had to sit out today, but I've got away with it lightly in some ways.
Sam, have you when you were testing the Aprilia earlier this year, were you testing the bike with the winglets, the aerodynamic
No.
winglets? Have you ever tried the wings?
No.
Right.
No, and
Probably a good thing now,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
I spoke to Eugene quickly this morning. He said he had all day with the winglets. His second lap without him, he crashed. So he says he's not too sure. It wasn't for that reason, but he said it's definitely helps a lot more downforce where you get sometimes strange results, or the lap times are close, or it's not. You need to see at 2 or 3 different tracks the real situation.
Suzuki, when he was 4th on the grid here, the pole time was Lorenzo's, that record-breaking, fantastic 1:29.401. So he's only half a second off the pole lap now. Look at those two.
I seen Vinales then when he come into the pit.
Don't you, for about a quarter of an hour with Rossi and Marquez both going out there. Stop this young pretender. Let's go teach him a lesson. Can they do it? I think they're going to have the go some to do it.
Wow, I'm sure they will.
Yeah, should be exciting stuff. So what do we got? We got just over 1 3/4 hours left, but in action,
in that 3rd sector,
up over the rise he comes. 13, 14 coming up for Marc Marquez. It's going to be tight. Just lost a little bit of time in sector 3. What about sector 4?
With the line now, has he improved? No, he hasn't. He lost again a couple of tenths in that final sector.
Because of the qualifying pace of Lorenzo was 29.4. We're talking about these times as, it's only a 30.2.
Yeah.
And I think that's
easy for us sitting here to say that, isn't it? Yeah, and we probably say it far too often.
I wouldn't mind a 30 points.
Dear, oh dear. What's the guy playing at? Right, Lorenzo's out there. Rossi is out there. And it's starting to cool up just a little bit. What do you think, Dylan? You're actually there. Is it starting just to cool down a bit?
I think just a tiny bit, not as much as yesterday. Yesterday it certainly felt a bit cooler. There was a slightly cooler breeze around, so I think that is good news for the riders. I think they'll be able to push just to a little bit more now, which is obviously not just great news for them, but also for us.
Yeah, it certainly is. We could do with a good old shootout now. Well, I think we're actually getting one. Don't forget when we came back on air, place Valentino Rossi in 7th. The time they're looking at is a 1:29.976 from Maverick Vinales.
His laps just by cruising a little bit and then going to actually push, so he didn't even touch a white line or anything like that. So I think that's another thing which the guys will have to take into account, that yes, the temperatures will drop, yes, you can probably still fire in those fast laps, but just make sure you keep generating heat.
89.975 that Maverick Vinales set, because this is a pretty long run now. He's put on this set of rubber.
I'm just having another look around, guys, to see who might be heading back out on track. Looks like Andrea Iannone sets to be, he looks like he might be doing another run. You look into Aleix Espargaro, the number 1 machine, the bike from the Sunday with the original style engine. He's now on this number 2 machine with the newer style engine, and it's not just a case of how does the engine feel, but also how does the engine characteristic work. It's going to change exactly how much that rear tyre drops off in terms of grip.
He's certainly finding that out to the absolute limit. Marc Marquez still looks like he's still going to continue. We have just over an hour remaining, hour and 10 minutes remaining of the test.